And then you're a weather forecaster.
I have been in the TV biz since after school, reporting, anchoring, and then weather forecasting.
If your dating life was a forecast, what would that be right now?
Unsettled, stormy, tumultuous. No, it's actually pretty calm because I haven't really been dating.
And so I guess advice to somebody that's getting ready to tie the knots, what do they have to be really sure about?
If and when I do it again, it's the conversations that aren't easy.
Table for one. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We have Katie LaSalle here.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. Do you mind me asking your age?
No, I'm 36 years old, so
Okay,
I'm
great.
up there.
And then you're a weather forecaster. I kind of want to get into what you do professionally, and then we can kind of go from there. But you work at 9 News in Denver.
I do.
And how long have you been doing that?
I have been in the TV biz since after school, reporting, anchoring, and then weather forecasting. I've been in Denver for the past 10 years-ish, and I was over at a different news station prior and started at 9 just a few months ago, and I'm Monday through Friday mornings. I'll tell you the forecast every day, starting at 4:30 a.m.
Oh, that's rough.
It's early, yes.
And so what time do you wake up?
I have to be at work at 3 a.m.
Okay.
So it's much sleep as I possibly can get. But
And so what does that look like on weekends? You're just catching up on sleep? Is it?
sleep when you can, but I still love to enjoy weekends, and I'm
Okay.
having fun sleeping enough and then going out and being social and enjoying having Saturdays and Sundays just to do whatever.
Yeah. So is it hard for, dating then with that? Like what if the guy's a night owl?
It probably would be difficult.
Okay.
If
Okay.
it would be ships passing in the night, or, you find the middle of the day, find a middle ground.
Right. So no Sunday fun days for you, because then you got to get up at 2.
Early Sunday fun days.
Okay.
I'm down for.
Okay, great. What made you want to get into newscasting?
I loved journalism, telling stories, meeting people, being able to just be in a community and learn more about it. I grew up moving a lot. So I was born in New York City, and my dad was a corporate attorney, but we moved around from New York to Maryland to California to DC, England, Canada, North Carolina, all over the spectrum of states, and then 2 other countries. And I just love learning about humans and being in a new place and putting myself really in the community. So I loved telling stories. I love video, and it was just, I kind of fell into it. I grew up also competitively figure skating, so the performance aspect of me.
So you're a natural. Was that?
It was enough where I was put in a position to do a couple of video production things in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I wanted to actually understand the craft better and be able to have a voice. And so got into journalism, and from there in Oregon for my first job, got into forecasting and doing the weather. I was anchoring the newscasts and reporting and also doing the weather every weekend. Then I got a job in Denver for the past 9 years.
Okay.
So just been in the TV biz, and it's what I've known, and I've loved it, and I've met so many great people along the way, and I thought I wouldn't stay in Denver for forever, but my family's moved out here. I love Colorado. Everything the mountains have to offer is that this is my home. So I'm happy to be here.
I feel like you should be hosting this, because you would be a lot better at it. We don't know what we're doing here. Yeah.
You're doing a great job. I'm really happy that you reached out, because this is different. I'm usually the one asking the questions, not answering them.
How the turntables. But
The turntables.
yeah. So do you get a lot of creepy DMs from guys? Because I feel like you always hear the old people are like, I just watched for the weather girl. Is that?
I don't really look at the other messages.
Okay.
I just have the ones from people that I follow and my friends. I'm sure there's some over the years. And, you get certain emails where there are people who are really caring and they have a weather question, or they want to talk to you. And you may or may not avoid the ones coming from letters from the jail.
Yeah.
And you don't write back to those ones necessarily.
Okay, yeah, the jail. I'm just talking about my dad and uncle that have the Weather Channel on. They're like, I just like watching the Weather Girls. But anyway, sorry, Dad.
Don't call your dad and uncle out like that, man.
Yeah. You're not creepy. I can understand it. But forecasts aren't always 100% correct. Like people get pissed at you when you're.
Well, people sometimes like to say, how does it feel to have a job where you can be wrong 90% of the time and still get paid? And I'm like, yeah. But it's not all, it's like predicting the future.
Yeah.
Try your best, you hypothesize, you get all the data that you possibly can to make an educated decision of like how you want to present that information. The National Weather Service is a great service. But yeah, sometimes Colorado weather, it changes quickly, but what's happening today, tomorrow, and the next day, or at least with the technology, are pretty not easy, but it's a lot more straightforward than it has been in the past. I have learned from our chief meteorologist that was a staple in the Denver community. His name's Mike Nelson, and I absolutely adore him. But he's now retired. But the way that the progression of technology has influenced how people forecast the weather on TV, he was there with an X-Acto knife, cutting out cold fronts and putting them on a map and having a slideshow. And now with satellite and graphics and futurecasts, it's really it's a fun job.
You don't have like the extendo thing or anything.
The pointer
Yeah, the pointer.
in the slideshow. But I have a great group of people that I work with every day.
That's awesome.
The hours are hard, and especially when it comes to having a social life. But you make it work.
Yeah, well, thanks for fitting us in. We appreciate that.
Happy to.
If your dating life was a forecast, what would
boy.
that be right now?
Unsettled, stormy, tumultuous. No, it's actually pretty calm because I haven't really been dating. I haven't really put myself out there recently. So yeah, I would say partly sunny with a chance of showers.
Okay.
Great answer.
That's very good.
Mine's a tornado.
Oh no!
Incoming hot.
It's a very dry
Yeah,
landscape.
I mean, that's when you get the high heat of the day, and then there's cumulonimbus clouds. You get a supercell tornado.
Yeah.
That's you, Isaac.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh man,
Sweeping up Dorothy, taking the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I did want to ask. So, like being on camera and known well in the community, I feel like, has it ever like imposed pressure on or expectations on your dating life? Like, do people think of you as one way every time they meet you?
Sometimes I have a pretty, like, it's not a personal job where I am out there and talking about the news and the weather, but people have always been respectful. I was at the Santa Fe Arts Walk last night in Denver, first Friday, and a few people come up, hey, we love watching you and we enjoy your weather forecast.
Was it my dad?
It's your uncle, actually. But maybe, I mean, there's always, I think, societal pressures, no matter what industry you're in, or you think you have to present yourself a certain way. I think authenticity and just being a gracious, normal person has worked for me personally. And I hope that when I meet someone and they're saying, hey, we're a fan, then I can at least give them grace and be honest and friendly back.
Is it ever like you ever just go blank?
Sometimes, especially early in the morning, where I'm like, what was I saying again? Back to you.
You can't say back to you every 3 minutes.
What I did learn, one of my first mentors, she told me, KISS, for putting things together when you're first starting anything new, keep it simple, stupid. So you have your general outline and don't stop. You have to keep going. Even if you mess up, you fumble, the worst thing to do is just stop and stare and be like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Isaac would be like, rain, cloud.
There's water droplets falling.
Cloud.
It's actively raining. I did not realize that. No, but like just you keep going and you finish it out. And it's live TV. Anything can happen, but you try not to make it too embarrassing. But it's embarrassing sometimes, yes.
But do you have a broadcasting voice?
Not really. I don't really. I actually very much am turned off by people who you have a conversation with and then all of a sudden, hi, I'm talking in my news voice on the TV. So I try to just keep it real.
So it's just how you're talking right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you'd feel not genuine to not just be speaking like this.
I was going to ask you to do a little intro for us.
Like a Ron Burgundy, Veronica Corningstone.
If you could do a little intro for like Table for One podcast, can we put you on the spot?
We can talk about it afterwards.
Okay. So no. My next question was going to be, if you had a broadcasting voice, has your partner ever asked you to do the broadcasting voice in the bedroom? That's what was going to be the next question. But if you don't have one, then we could skip that one.
I've never actually been asked that, in all honesty.
Well, yeah, you don't have one, so of course they wouldn't. We can cut that question. Let's do a segment. Would you rather do a Well, do you want to do a segment brought to you by our sponsor?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't.
Who's the
I
sponsor?
don't want to.
Well, we're going to roll the sponsor right
We're
now.
going to do it anyways.
Okay, this segment is called Forecasting Love.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as a weather forecaster, you spot storms before they hit. Do you think you've gotten better at spotting red flags early in dating?
I think with my 36 years of age and going on a lot of dates and being in a lot of serious relationships and a marriage, yes, I think it comes from just seeing someone, and you don't know right away, but you can kind of tell, I think, when someone is coming at you with an act, or they're not being honest, or you're seeing just I ask a lot of questions. I feel like a date for me has always been get to know someone, don't get into too much serious territory right away, but just sort of feel a person out. And I think it just comes from being a human being and learning and growing and just not judging, but enough where it's like, okay, this doesn't feel right. I'm definitely a person who I trust my gut a lot of the time.
It is a red flag if they're not asking any questions back. Do you feel like sometimes the guys are just sitting there answering questions?
If they're not engaging or asking anything about me, then yeah, I don't think that that's a good conversation. You're just not a good conversationalist at that point.
Yeah, so that is a red flag. What other red flags do you see that pop up that you're like, no, absolutely not?
I think seeing, it has nothing to do with appearance. It has nothing to do with how someone presents themselves physically. It's how they treat other people. So let's say we're going to a restaurant and they're rude to people around us, or they don't have any manners. Not being polite is rude. For me at least not a great flag, or it's not a green flag. Red flags in dating, I think, come from what someone's really looking for and if you can trust that or not.
Okay. Not putting on an act. Yeah.
I don't need you to just pretend that you're Mr. Suave and you think that you're the cat's meow and everyone just should bow down to you, because it's like what I'm looking for in the green flags in just meeting anyone is just being like a genuinely kind human being that wants to make the world a slightly better place by being in it.
So you're telling me if he walked in with flip-flops on, with pants, you'd be okay with that?
Whatever. Okay. If you're comfortable, it's fine.
Okay.
I've been at different times in my life. I would have had a different answer for you. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s and thinking men should check off a list. Right? These are the things I'm looking for in height, in profession, in how they dress, what their job is, and who they are as a person and how they were brought up. At this point in my life, I think it stems from who a person is and how they communicate and what they're looking for, and if it matches timing-wise what I'm looking for.
That's the opposite of shallow. That's very good.
We had a dating coach on, and he said, drop the lists, make a list of things you don't want. And I thought that was interesting and more applicable.
Instead of the list of what you do want, what you don't want.
Make a list of what you don't want.
Interesting.
He said that's a lot more effective and realistic.
And you can always change a guy's appearance. Like you can dress him better. I feel like any well-dressed guy, there's probably a woman behind that says you need to stop wearing that.
He can be moldable, right? I would never want to change anyone. That is something that I learned early on. You can never change who a person is.
Yeah.
You can give your opinion. You can hopefully influence in a positive way, but know deep down when you meet someone, you're not going to completely change who that person is, nor do you want to. Right. You want to see someone for who they are, accept their flaws, and then be okay with it or not.
It's a very healthy take. Yeah.
Healthy take from a healthy person. That's what I'm picking up.
She's got her shit together. She's our guests are not. No, just kidding. No, all of our guests
are amazing.
Yes, are amazing.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. So I have a tendency of doing that. If you can run a Doppler radar on someone's dating profile, what's the first warning sign that you see?
Wow. So tell me what you know about Doppler radars.
Nothing.
And what you're curious what you mean by that.
It sounded really good. It sounded like the radar sounded good. So
you're trying to pick up if there are any infrequencies.
Or like like what's the first thing you look at or the first red flag on a dating profile that would,
Gym selfies.
gym selfies?
I don't love those. It's just, I don't
Yeah.
know, put your shirt on. It's okay. Like, I'll
Yeah.
see it eventually. I don't know what you're trying to get with putting yourself out there in that
Okay.
way. But I have not been on dating apps recently because it
Okay.
was extremely overwhelming and highly disappointing in many ways.
Have you ever been catfished?
I wouldn't say catfished. It turned out that the person just looked very different than their photos.
Okay.
They're still the same human being, but maybe
Yeah.
at a different time in their life, wearing a hat or just in a
Oh,
different
yeah.
stage of fitness. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna chime in to give you a second to think. I was gonna say mine is if they have a filter in every picture,
Yeah.
that's I don't like it. I don't know. I feel like they're probably not comfortable with how they look, and I don't know. Those filters are a little misleading.
You would hope that if you're putting yourself on a dating app that you would meet the person, right? Isn't that the point,
Right.
to try and meet up? I know that modern dating is so convoluted and
backwards.
big, and there you have so much choice, and it's totally not, I think, what humanity should have been exposed to in terms of just the amount of people and the amount that you can just sort of, it's like a game almost, swiping
Yeah.
through hundreds, if not thousands of people. That for me, it just felt, wow, these are human beings on the other side of this phone, and I would love to get to know them if it is right, but it just was, there's too much choice, I feel like, sometimes. And if you have a filter and you don't look like your picture, isn't the point to meet someone in
Right.
person? And wouldn't you see their disappointment or like, "Ooh."
Right.
I would
Yeah.
hope that if I was on the internet, that people would see me and meet me in person and be like, oh, okay, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, you look totally different than what I thought you looked like.
I feel
Yeah.
like too, like you get on an app and it is a little hit of dopamine every time somebody likes you, right? And so
Yes.
maybe you're trying to portray yourself as this, so you get more likes and more attention and more feedback, positive feedback. But yeah, it's just, and then it's the fact of, okay, I've got these likes, now I have to go meet the person as well. And sometimes it's just, I don't know.
But is that hit of dopamine worth it? Like,
No,
is that
no,
healthy?
No, absolutely
Should
not.
you-
No, it's definitely not.
I think there are other things, at least for me personally, that you can find joy and fulfillment in, and I think it stems from just having your own hobbies or things you like to do, things that bring you joy. Whether it's, for me, it's hiking or exercising or getting to the mountains or being outside. And I know that sounds very basic, but like, at the end of the day, it's surrounding yourself with the people you love and hopefully finding someone that makes you as a whole human being just that much better.
She should be hosting this.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. Please don't ask them.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, no. Subtle signs that tell you if a date has long-term potential. I mean,
That's a
probably
good
that
question.
conversationalist, right? If they're, genuine, interested. You kind of framed it a little bit before, but
My parents my mom mostly had said, when you know someone, you like them, and you recognize after maybe a date or two, what's the but? And it may be glaring. It may just be like, oh, well, we're maybe not on the same page in terms of X, Y, and Z. You either grow to, you know that but's going to exist no matter what, and you have to accept it. She's like, when I first met your father, I knew that he was really career focused, and I knew that he was going to move. His but was, we can't stay in New York or California. Like, we're going to have to uproot our lives and keep moving. And she was just like, that is something that I realized really early on that I either had to accept or reject. And she's like, I accepted it, and here I am, and here's my sister, and life is good for them and for us. But
it worked out.
it worked out, yeah.
Have you ever ignored a butt?
Oh yeah,
Isaac has.
definitely.
He loves it.
We like butts around here.
Butts. Sorry. No,
What did you ignore?
it's child humor.
Oh, just every red flag in the book.
What are the red flags that you saw that you ignored?
Uh-oh. She asked you a question.
I mean, we're talking about one specific person. Seeing multiple people when we started talking. So the first weekend we started talking, showed up, and she had flowers from another guy, had the word babe on it, and was like, whatever.
Is that a red flag if it's the first week?
You don't owe anyone anything in the very beginning, but had you guys had a conversation about what you were both looking for
Yeah, get 'em.
No, that
Get
was
'em.
the
Something?
first like day we started talking, and yeah, and then she'd had another date with a guy lined up like that week, and this guy who she had been seeing for months, who had bought her flowers, he was elsewhere, and I don't think she was being honest with him, and
You want honesty, and I think that everyone deserves honesty. But sometimes if you are in that very casual dating stage, where is it okay to have multiple people that you're seeing? When do you say I'm exclusive with someone? I feel like you need to know where you draw a line, and then also where that person, are we committed? Are we it's different for everyone, because I think nowadays I'm confused. It's like, are we dating? Are we seeing each other? Are we exclusive? Are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Like, I think that there's all these different labels. I don't know.
Yeah, we've had half and half on here. I feel like it's if I start seeing you, we go on a second date. Like, I'm hoping you're not seeing anybody else. And then we've also had like, hey, I'm gonna have fun until you show me some sort of direction of what you want or where we're going with this. So it's kind of half and half, I think.
What I've learned recently, because I've always not been good about speaking on my emotions. I've been quick to say, oh, I'm unhappy, or something isn't right, out by like ghosting. Don't do that. But at the end of the day, it was really hard for me to express, hey, I'm feeling a certain way, and being really transparent with that other person. But as of late, I've been trying to communicate, because I think being honest, and if you have that conversation with a girl you're seeing, saying, hey, this is what I'm looking for, where are you at, and being able to just openly converse instead of no games. Stop playing games with each other. And that was something that I didn't understand when I was young, because I was like, oh, I can meet anyone and who knows. But I think just we hear the word all the time, but being intentional with what you're looking for, and if it lines up with the other person, what they're looking for, great. But if not, then you also know that that's probably just not right, and there are other people out there, and you'll find the right person, hopefully, when it's time, when it makes sense.
It's super hard to have like a conversation while you're feeling those feelings, and not just at the end to the breaking point, or like, that's probably, a red flag of mine. Like, I'll just let things simmer, and then I'm like, okay, this has been bothering me, but why didn't I just say like, hey, when I saw it, like, hey, why don't we talk about this or anything? But it's harder to do, is what I'm trying to say.
Way easier said than done, especially when emotions are involved. And I've just recently met someone who was pulling things out of me in a way that I wasn't originally at all good at speaking on or comfortable with, and like sit me down and be like, what is happening here? And to me, that's very, very, very helpful. Used to be like, nope, we're not talking about any of our feelings.
I'd like to, push all of them down.
Until it explodes, and then we know that's not healthy and not
we're
good.
in a fight,
But at least we're aware.
Yeah, that goes to the next question here. When it comes to love, do you prefer clear skies, or do you secretly like a little chaos, a little thunderstorm?
I know I would like to say my answer is clear skies, smooth sailing, relatively calm winds, no risk of severe weather. I don't want severe weather, but I do find in my past and in previous relationships, I have created a decent amount of chaos personally.
Okay. Sometimes it's fun. It's terrible to say. Never mind. It's
life. There's a lot of roller coasters. There are ups and downs. And as a female, I just there are things that happen. I feel certain ways, certain days. It's just depending on, and trying to be even keeled all the time is not real. So
at least you're aware. You're aware. Yeah, same. Anyway, do you want to get a little bit deeper? That's the end of the segment, by the way, but a little bit deeper with the questions. And I guess you told me before you're comfortable with talking about it, but you have, and like you said previously, but you are divorced.
Yes.
Okay. So I do want to say, like, can you kind of take us a little bit through the relationship, and not necessarily step by step, but to where you kind of parted ways?
Sure, would be happy to. It was amicable. It was a 7-year relationship, and we met. I was in my 20s, and this wonderful person that I had done an interview with, actually, through work. It was just this beautiful, loving kind of whirlwind of a romance where we traveled all the time and ate and drank and were merry and had so much fun together. And so just the core value of him as a human was lovely. And we moved in together. Then COVID happened.
That'll get you.
COVID was, the pandemic was difficult, I think, in so many ways for all of us, just learning and growing and trying to survive it, but also not knowing the future. We were just talking about how I was working from home with a green screen with the bed shoved up against the wall and a camera and a light and just trying to make it work. We got a dog. I then hit a certain age where, okay, we've been together X amount of years, and society and what I thought I wanted of next step, marriage. Right,
Let's get so familiar.
Of a certain age, we've been together this long. I think you're great. We live well together. We've survived this crazy world pandemic. Seems right. Then looking ahead to, I really wanted a wedding versus really understanding what a marriage looked like and what our lives would be post getting married. So went through the whole wonderful, big, insane wedding, which we spent a lot of money on. It was a lot of fun. But going into it, I realized, wow, like we haven't had the tough conversations. We have talked about things here and there, but we were not good at communicating with each other. And it was my fault too, as well as his. We just hadn't really understood where we could go from there. The growth wasn't possible. And it was a great relationship. We had a pretty wedding, and people will still come to me to this day and be like, that was the most fun. It was a great party.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that, as a young girl, sometimes I feel I wanted to say yes to the dress and have this fairy tale, what I'm supposed to do, like check, check, check. And did that and realized, wow, okay, now it's life. Right now, what does the next chapter look like? And we hadn't really understood what that could be, what it looked like. It was all the same. And I think, to be honest, he wanted me to stay in my 20s for the rest of my life, and I just wanted to grow. I wanted us to support each other as partners, to grow together, and I didn't see that. And personally, wanting to be a mother and have this next stage of life was not really in the cards for us. And nothing bad happened, no animosity. Wish him the very best. It fizzled over the next couple of years, and it got to a point of, I can't see this growing past what we've already been through, and I love you, but I need to get out. And I'm so grateful to have the support of friends and family. It was the biggest thing for me of, I never wanted to get divorced in a million years.
Nobody does.
Oh my gosh. If I ever get married, I'm never getting divorced. I said that so many times, and it was a bit of shame and embarrassment. And like, why did you make this decision in the first place? Like, so many people support this and support you. And my mom, she one day was like, Katie, it's your life, and don't worry about what anyone else thinks. You made this decision, and if you're unhappy, then we support you because we love you.
Do you think it would have been different if you didn't have that support?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I stayed in it when they didn't live here, when I didn't have that core family with me. I felt a little alone, and it was just so amazing to have them and know that I wasn't just a mess and made a huge mistake. And I don't regret it. I've learned so much from it. There was nothing other than just learning, right? Mm-hmm. It was kind, it was healthy at times, and it was fun, but it felt like such a relief when it was, okay, I'm on my own again. Yeah. And I have the space to now really enter into a new chapter. Okay. But it's been hard. It's been scary. I'm like, I'm single again. What the heck is happening?
Those emotions, you said shame, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, did you kind of have to turn those around a little bit to feeling emotions of like growth and a new beginning? I mean, how long did that take?
I think I processed the end of a marriage for a long time before I actually left. Okay. And so it didn't take a ton of time to just feel not shameful, more just a sense of relief. Yeah. And I also got a new job, and I had other things to focus on. I think for me, it's been career, a mindset of, how do I grow my career? How do I be the best version of myself and show up every day and say yes and work hard and be balanced and healthy and try to live the best life possible? And I thought that, okay, found the man, found the relationship, happily ever after, and it wasn't that easy.
Yeah. Was he on the edge of like wanting kids, but just not at that time, or he just did not?
He said that he would do it for me. Okay. And what I realized is that that's lovely to hear, but over time, I wanted a partner who wanted to do it together.
Right.
I need, to be a mom and a dad to raise a child in this crazy world is so important for me, to be able to have the support of someone else that wants to do it as a team. And that was just, we got a dog, and it wasn't a team effort, really. You
So
see
that's
those
just a
things.
precursor to what might happen.
Yeah, that's something you kind of got to be all in on.
Yeah.
Gonna do.
You have to. It's a
Yeah.
huge life-changing decision that I don't want to take lightly ever. And who knows if it'll happen, but
Yeah. Do you think, from your perspective, is there a certain amount of time a couple should be together before they get married?
good question. I think it all just depends on the couple.
Yeah.
I don't know if
agree.
there's a set time, but you want to really know who a person is.
Mhm.
You don't want, you fall in love, there's the honeymoon stage, you see through rose-colored glasses sometimes, oh, this is amazing and fun. And then life happens, and you go through just the day-to-day, and really understanding if you're on the same page about morals, your values, and what you really want out of life. And if you can, for me, that I've realized is growth. Like, can we grow together? We're all going to change every day. We're people that are growing up and figuring it out, and no one has all the answers. But if you can have a supportive partner that sees you, that wants you to do well, and vice versa, I think you win.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a timeline necessarily.
You
Good
said,
answer.
Yeah,
Like
that was very good. You said it kind of fizzled out. There was no breaking point or something that clicked in your mind that was just like, this might be it.
We'll say we were 12 years apart. He was 12 years older than me.
Okay.
But it was nothing, no fault of his. I'm not at all saying that he did anything wrong in any respect. It was more, I also felt trapped and scared, and we were let out again from the
world.
lockdown.
Yeah.
And having friends that wasn't really a supportive partner that allowed me to keep having people in my life that he didn't love was hard. But I had to grow up too and learn my lessons.
Was there earlier signs that you saw that you just kind of ignored just because you did think it was the next step?
I thought, yes, he made change. And he even told me, oh, I don't know, I'll maybe change my mind. But it just, on a very personal note of his own, didn't think that he would ever get to that stage in his life based on health reasons and things. And so I just was like, I'm here, I support you, I love you, we'll make it work. But if you don't actually talk about how you make it work, then how do you make it work?
Yeah, you just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Exactly. And then things hit the fan, and you're like, oh, wow, there's a lot there that we need to get through. And it just, So to this point now, have really been able to process that, start new, and put myself out there in a way that I hope to meet someone. Have I met that person? Not yet.
Yeah.
would hope that,
Right around the corner, possibly.
well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
That identity after, did you have to rebuild it a little bit? I mean, what were those emotions and like just to try to be a new person, I feel like, or rebuild yourself?
I felt really the same, to be
Okay,
honest.
okay, good, yeah.
Never changed my name.
Yeah, okay.
I did move, so that was something, but I said, I'm taking the dog, so I took the dog, and he's the best little boy ever.
What kind of dog?
He's a Cavachon, so
Okay.
he's a mix, and his name is Lucky. He's fluffy and small, but having my family around to be there for me was huge, and I think reinvented myself more in just switching from a place that I was at working for almost 9 years plus to now being in doing the same job essentially, but I knew at the time something had to give, something had to change. But and then I realized, oh, it's your relationship. So maybe I make decisions, and it's sometimes a little sporadic, but I've realized that I do that. I think it stems from moving so much as a kid. It was my growth mindset always felt like, oh, new place, new environment, new community, change is good. I like change, somewhere else, someplace new. But I didn't ever I feel like deep down we're all who we are and who we are and were as kids. Like I still feel like little Katie most of the time, but clearly life and things have influenced who I am today and the decisions I've made. But I still feel pretty much like I'm good.
And so I guess advice to somebody that's getting ready to tie the knot, what do they have to be really sure about?
I don't know if I'm the best person to give marriage or
But
dating advice.
But you've been through it, right? So
I
like,
have.
what needs to be in place before that next step should be taken?
If and when I do it again, it's the conversations that aren't easy. The ones that talk about, okay, well, if we do have kids, where do they go to school? What are our values? Who's going to be the disciplinarian? What kind of life do we want to live? How do we split our finances? What kind of life do we want for ourselves growing older? Those not sexy conversations that you should have to really, if you want a future together, be able to speak about it. It's not going to come true necessarily. It's kind of like the weather. You can predict and think about it as much as possible, but at least educate yourself enough before you enter into something binding that you feel prepared.
Yeah. So do you feel like there still is a stigma of divorce? Has it been harder out and about? Like people have that in their mindset when you are dating now?
I think it's become more common. Unfortunately, it's something that I haven't publicly talked about until now.
Yeah.
But the friends and the people around me who have heard it, it's been received in different ways. Sometimes it's like, "Ooh, congratulations." Or like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But I think everyone's journey is so different that it's, I don't want to say accepted, but people are their own human that if someone actually cares about you, then they will accept and see and try and understand. And it comes from getting to know what happened. You don't have to say exactly what happened, but as long as you're good, the people around you will hopefully support that. And if they don't, then they're probably not your friends.
Yeah. Are you more cautious on love right now?
A little bit, I'd say so.
Or just like
treading lightly.
More clear on exactly what you need and want?
I've definitely become more intentional and clear on what it is I'm looking for and not. But it's tough because sometimes you meet someone and you're like, you're great and you're fun, but this doesn't check all the boxes that I thought I was supposed to check. So I don't know.
That's hard too, but all the boxes, might not be checked, right? And it's hard to find that.
I've heard from different friends, women, people on the internet that, oh, dating's so hard in Denver and it's awful and terrible. And I do think there are really good men out there that you just can't write everyone off or you're going to just be grouchy.
Yeah.
So people used to say to me, it's a numbers game, but that's exhausting.
That is
to go on so many dates, that's exhausting. But I don't know if I have the right answer, but it's more just, I believe that at the right time, the right person hopefully will come along and you're like, where'd you come from? This works.
Yeah. But you do want to get married again.
I want to find a person that I can spend most of my time with. I don't know if I want to put a label on it necessarily. I'd like to, yes. I mean, now that I'm really thinking about it.
So you still believe in love?
I believe in love. I absolutely believe in love. I love love. I think it doesn't have to be.
Are you back to dating now?
Yes.
Nice. Lovely.
Yes, I am.
Easier in your 20s or 30s?
I had a different set of expectations when I was in my 20s versus my 30s, for sure. I think it's pretty convenient if you want to go on a date these days, but for my 20s, I was looking for love and everything was just rainbows and sunshine and butterflies. I'm a little more cynical and at least reserved these days, but I do feel like as I've grown up and gotten older and gotten into my 30s, I just have a better idea of seeing who someone is and if that would work. And I'm not an expert by any means, and I don't always know, and sometimes get burned, and I'm like, wait, how did I not see that? But I'm learning too.
Would you date a younger guy, somebody in their 20s?
20s, no.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
out,
think
Isaac.
so. Sorry, Isaac.
Dang it. That'll wrap up this episode. I think we're done here.
Isaac can leave now. What is the age range? I mean, would you ever date a younger guy? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, stamina is good. Yes. I don't have any restrictions, labels. I think that it just needs to fit and feel right. And if you're on the same page mentally, emotionally, what you want out of the relationship, it could work. If it's casual and it's fun, heck yeah, like why not?
Have you found men at this age are more intentional and serious about dating versus when you were dating in your 20s?
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Because you have a range of humans that just either they are intentional and they have this emotional maturity. I've met men recently who are younger, a lot younger than me, with this beautiful emotional intelligence that I think is just lovely and helpful. Especially, I don't really need a lot other than just a partner that wants to be with me and have fun and do things together. So dating in my 20s versus 30s, I think it just depends on the person. And I would hope that if you're with someone and they're honest, that you're not having to worry about, oh, you're dating 6 other girls at the same time, or a girl meets a guy and thinks that it's working out. And
you might need to move out of Denver then.
You think that's that bad?
No, I know.
Do you think with dating apps though that there's just so much choice and so many options that if something just doesn't feel 100%, oh, this is perfect, you can just go on and people do that and they're filling their cup with, oh, here's someone else?
I think that's probably why people are getting married later too, because
as a different dating coach we had on would say it gives the false sense of abundance. And so if something's just slightly off with someone, you'd be like, oh, I'll leave them, I'll go find, you can easily find another date or 10. And same with social media along with the dating apps. And I do think it's been very toxic for modern dating, for sure.
Why try to work something out when you could just go find another date? I think that's the mindset a lot of people have.
That's tough. I did hear when I was younger in my 20s from people that said relationships, they are work. And I used to be like, no, relationships are fun. They're supposed to be easy and lighthearted and you're in love and everything's good. And I realized it's a choice. You do have to put in work every day, at least to choose your partner, to say, hey, nothing's ever going to be perfect all the time, but I've chosen you and I want to keep choosing you. And you make that commitment. And I mean, I'm one to talk. I broke a commitment that I thought I would keep forever, but at the end of the day, I think it's just you make your intentions known, and hopefully that other person you trust enough and respect them that they would be that person back to you.
Okay, let's get a little shallow here.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your type? Looks-wise.
Well, I used to say tall, dark, and handsome, but that has obviously changed. I've dated men that don't really have a physical type necessarily. My sister would tell you I like a finance bro who's like clean cut and cute and tall, but I think it comes down to just who a person is. It doesn't. It's the inside. It sounds so cheesy, but the insides matter.
Yeah. That's not shallow.
If you're taller than me enough, like you don't have to be huge, but and smart, or at least like charismatic. Someone that can. What was difficult in previous relationships for me was I do have a slightly public job, and he felt that it was too much for him to handle me being at least a little bit public, or that the spotlight was taken away from him. So a man that's comfortable in his own skin, that is supportive and understands that work's work, and that's also important to the two of us.
Nice.
Yeah.
On this topic, and this has nothing to do with our amazing host, Joseph, do you think love is blind?
No.
Yeah.
I think love stems from the inside and the emotional connection you find with someone and who they are and how they love you, and having things in common and being able to connect in ways that are just way less surface. That's love, right? You have someone that you are so connected with that you would do anything for. Does attraction come into play? I think so. If you're absolutely like turned off by how someone looks or presents themselves, I think that would be difficult. You did say that you can change the outside.
I did not say anything.
I think I saw someone on TV say that.
Yeah. There's attraction, and then there's
you're talking about what I said earlier. On the pod.
I think there's just so much to love. It's not just one thing and one size fits all. But attraction, I think, does play into it. And then connecting with someone on a personality level and just seeing who they are as a human and just a fun, whether you like click or not, right? There's chemistry there. Do you actually enjoy being around each other? Or are you boring and you're not the right fit? And then there comes compatibility. What are you actually looking for? How do you live your life? How do you continue to like be a team together? So there's a lot to it. And to be completely blind to love, I don't know. It's hard to say yes to that. Do you think love is blind?
I'll answer that. I'll answer that. I think for me now, I don't view myself as a shallow person, but I'm not physically attracted to someone. I'm not, not going to pursue that, but I can't speak for everyone. Like, I think for some people, maybe it is, but for me, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the first thing you know about, or like you recognize or notice about a guy when he walks in the room?
I would say back in my 20s, I used to say teeth. I liked teeth. If you had no teeth, it'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? Then you'd be like, do we love each other, maybe? Stature, how he carries himself, and how others react to him, I think, is what I would notice if someone walked into a room. Yeah. So there's that charisma.
Okay.
You guys got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'd notice you.
What's I guess like the guy has to like what? If I can't be with him if he doesn't like this, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's your passion. What is it?
If he doesn't like dogs?
Okay. Dogs.
No, if he doesn't like being active, I think would be for me hard, because just we're sitting around, if he sits on the couch and plays video games or watches TV all day, I would not want that. Someone that likes to do things, who is involved, who is driven, and my list is going up and up and up. But yeah, it just doesn't need to be any kind of like, I don't have a specific type. You need to be of this height and have this color hair and, dress a certain way or have this job. It's more, how do you present yourself to the world? What do you care about? Do we have similar values in our lives and how we treat others and what we're looking for long term? Are you loyal, trustworthy, and kind? And
what love languages does your person need to have?
Physical touch, for sure. That's me. Like, I was a kid and my mom was like, I now have a job in broadcast, but she's like, you never talked. You were so shy. You never wanted to talk to anyone. So you just go up and hug everyone. That was your way of saying hello. So I was just, from a small child, always a hugger. Yeah. But yeah, physical touch, and I guess sometimes words of affirmation. Just know that you care. You don't need gifts, or what are the other ones?
Acts of service. Yeah. That's mine.
Yeah.
Acts of service and physical touch. Yeah. How many? There's 5 of them?
Yes.
Did we get them all?
Sure.
Words of affirmation.
Yes.
Did we? Oh, you said that? Okay. Yeah.
We're missing one, but we'll go on to the next question. Okay, I did want to ask, do you have like a terrible date or most chaotic date you've ever been on?
Most chaotic date.
Or it doesn't have to be a first date. It could be the 4th.
Oh, I do have a slightly chaotic date.
Okay,
but it's a good chaotic date. So
Perfect.
I got on Hinge for the first time ever, not too long ago, and it was the most extremely overwhelming situation but I was like, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna pick a few people. Let's go on a date. They seemed great. The first person I ever talked to on Hinge, on the dating app, we connected. We went and had a drink at the local brewery. It was really fun. He's super sweet, also divorced, and just like a good guy. Great. I'm also then putting myself out there, trying to date and see what life is like as a single person. Then the next time that him and I hang out, we go and do a quick little mini golf, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go be traveling around Europe and do this and that. Oh, cool. Well, I have these dates off. He's like, yeah, I'll be in Mexico City. So our third date, I fly out to Mexico City. We have the best time. It turns out we're way better as friends, and we're still close and we're cool. But it was not chaotic, but it was definitely, Katie, you barely know this person and you're traveling out of the country to go see them. It was awesome. I mean, I love a spontaneous moment, and that it did bring me close to someone who I never would have if I hadn't gotten on Hinge. Mind you, that's the only person I still talk to from the apps. But
what was it about him that just, made him a better friend and you don't have to be, or you don't have to answer if it's...
That's a good question. Not seeing a long-term future together was the biggest one.
Safe answer.
Yeah. I could tell you something off camera a little bit later, but we don't need to broadcast that.
Last question we ask everybody. Why are you a catch?
Why am I a catch?
This is the time to brag on yourself.
I think I've got my head on straight. I have a career that I care about and I love. I'm a hard worker and I'm caring. I will be honest. I'm kind. I think I'm kind of cute, active, and balanced. I care about my family. I have great friends, and I would care about the person I'm with and do as much as I possibly can to make our lives comfortable and happy and fun. And I love to have a good time. I love to dance, and I grew up competitively figure skating, so always active. I've heard women be like, "Oh, all these guys in Denver, they just want to go snowboarding." I have a place in Aspen that we can go ski, so that's kind of nice as an aside.
You really missed out.
There is, I don't know if there's only one person out there for everyone, but I would hope that my person is out there and sees me and wants to do life and make it great.
Okay. And if any of, say, your future husband stumbles upon this video or a clip, where can he reach out to you?
Well, you can email my work. I guess you can DM me on Instagram. I'm pretty public.
The DMs are open, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't actually check the other DMs.
The requests.
What's a favorite first date to really set these? Our viewers are all gentlemen. They'll treat you right. What's an ideal first date they could take you on?
Anything where we can have time to chat. So not a movie. Ideal first date would just be, I do like a cocktail, so wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
Someplace for a drink. I do love activities, but maybe wait until we actually get to know each other a little bit. Just have that initial meeting. I realized that dinner was a big commitment, so maybe not all that unless you're awesome and you prove it to me. But I was like, get me out of here.
Take her to Run for the Roses. It's right down the street.
That's a great little spot. There's so many cute little bars, speakeasies. I'm always one if I get a little dressed up, that's fun because don't do that often. So.
Awesome. And where can they find you on social media?
Yeah.
I'm Katie LaSalle on Instagram.
LaSalle. We'll link it in the description.
Easy. Thank you.
If anybody is still watching, reach out.
They are. They are.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
That was great. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to come here. And I think that's it for us. So thank you.
This is fun. Oh, thank you.
It's very insightful.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.